Hey guys, Big Red 310s here again with another pay-per-view review. Coming here with Lockdown 2010, and I gotta say, I enjoyed this show. It was a million times better than what I thought it was gonna be. And really, I kind of enjoyed everything for the most part. The only thing I didn't really like was the women's match. And Nash Young was fairly short. I understand why they did it. I don't like how they made Eric Young look, but I didn't really hate that match at all. But so yeah, let's just get to this review. We started with James Storm versus RVD. This was a pretty good match. A lot of fun, fast-paced, great action throughout this whole match. I would give it 3 stars, just as long as it needed to be. I did not like RVD bleeding because he had another match later in the night, and he bled in that match as well. So I thought there was blood in every match except the women's match, by the way. Maybe not the X Division match. So, but yeah, this I just didn't really like. I didn't really like him bleeding that early, and I didn't really like him winning because the faces had the advantage on Lethal Lockdown, which is kind of weird. But I still enjoyed the match a lot of fun, got the crowd into it. So yeah, I would go 3 stars. Next we get so Doug Williams is stuck in Europe because of the Iceland thing where they cancel the airlines, so they stripped him of the title. And instead of the Homicide and Kendrick versus Guns match, they changed it to a 4-way in an escape, not escape, because you didn't win by eliminating your opponents by pinfall, and then the final 2 want us to escape the cage. You simply won by escaping the cage. Homicide and Kendrick worked together, the Guns worked together, and then Kendrick said to Homicide to go for a double team move, and Homicide said, sure. And then, Kendrick went to go set it up, and Homicide immediately ran away, ran up the cage. Kendrick was following him. He was laughing at him. It was very funny. I'm ruining the match because the match is like 4 minutes long. So yeah, I would give it 2.5 stars. I thought it was fun. Really short, but I thought it was a lot of fun for how long it was. Next, we get Eric Young versus Kevin Nash. I thought this was pretty good as well. Oh, well, not pretty good. Well, because it was really short, and I didn't think it was that bad for the length it went. I would give it 1 3/4, 2 stars. I don't want to say 1 3/4 because I didn't really like Eric Young being kind of buried. Nash beat him in like 3 minutes, and 6-Pac no-showed, and so Nash beat him in 3 minutes, and then Nash announced on the mic that he was going to wrestle in the match later tonight to fill in for 6-Pac, so the attention was lifted off Eric Young. Nash even said, that took very little energy, so I can do it again. They made Eric Young look like crap in this match, which I'm not too happy with, so I'd give it 1 3/4 because of that. But yeah, I thought it was I didn't think it was bad, necessarily. I didn't like how they made Eric Young look, but the stuff they did for that amount of time wasn't bad at all. Next we get Angelina Love and Tara versus the Beautiful People. This match I did not like. I thought it was too short. I thought they didn't do anything noteworthy. I would give it 1 3/4. And I did not like Madison Rayne winning. Well, I kind of did in that she's better than Velvet Sky. But they should have prepared us more for this. The attention was all on Velvet Sky for this match. That you really did not see Madison Rayne winning the belt at all. So I guess I'm fine with it. And then the ending was just weird. After the match, because she pinned Tara, because Lacey Von Erich hit Tara with the title belt while the ref wasn't looking, while Angelina was beating up Velvet Sky. Angelina looked upset, but then she picked up Tara. We were all expecting, they were already fine, but we were all kind of expecting her to just beat up Tara. She picked her up, said, never mind, and then Tara takes her and throws her into the cage. And you're just like, huh? What's the premise for her turning heel? Tara lost the match. Is she mad that Angelina took the title from her by opening a box? I don't get it. It didn't make much sense to me. I'd give the match 1 3/4 though. I still thought it was okay, but damn, I really didn't. I didn't think it was that good to begin with. And Madison Rayne, they should have prepared us more for it. And the heel turn, did not like that at all. So I'd go 1 3/4. Next, we go to the triple threat match for the X Division title because Homicide won the Escape the Cage match. This match was a lot of fun. I really, really, really like it. So many great spots, a lot of fast-paced action. Shannon is pretty underrated because from what I know in the TNA community, in the wrestling community, people are kind of shitting on him, saying the other X Division wrestlers are better. While that is true, he is not bad himself. I actually kind of like Shannon more, and I thought these guys worked well together and they had a really fun match. I won't say who won, but because Doug Williams was in Iceland, he had the title with him, so the winner kind of celebrated with no title, which was kind of strange. But I would still give the match 3 1/4 stars. Had a lot of fun with it. Next, we get Team 3D versus The Band. I thought this match was kind of fun. They made it a brawl, whereas they kind of fought all over the arena at the start of the match before they entered the cage. And then they locked Bubba out, and Kevin Nash held the door closed. So they told a pretty good story of Bubba trying to get in, and then Bubba threw a chair at Kevin Nash's fist because he was holding the door, and the chair hit his fingers. I thought that was kind of stupid. And then they worked out through the rest of the match. They did a Devon get the tables thing. And, the match wasn't that long, and I kind of liked it, to be honest. I would give it 2.5 stars. I was enjoying myself throughout it. I didn't really hate it. So, I'd go 2.5 stars. I just thought I had a good time while watching. I wasn't hating myself for that. So, yeah, and it was a million times better than what I thought it was going to be. Next, we get the match of the night. Mr. Anderson versus Kurt Angle. This match was all kinds of awesome. Great spots. Tremendous storytelling. I do not want to ruin any of the spots because they were really so great. Okay, I'll tell you this. You saw some of the stuff with Angle Benoit in the cage in 2001. A lot of that stuff comes back. But there was great storytelling where Angle had a chance to escape the cage, but then he locks the door and then throws the key outside. And then, he and Kennedy keep going back at it, and then he has another chance to leave the cage, and Kennedy flips him off, and then he walks into a mic check. Oh my God, and then an angle slam, and an ankle lock. There was just so much things in this match. A superplex, a super belly-to-belly. This match had great storytelling. Easily the best match they've ever had. And Angle said after the match that he'd be taking time off to regroup, and when he'd come back and win the TNA title. That can explain why this match was so awesome. We all know Kurt Angle goes out of his way to put on a great performance. And this match, he did it again tonight. This match shocked the hell out of me. And this match truly made this show great. As Meltzer would say, this match probably makes the whole pay-per-view worth buying the replay. I would give it 4, maybe 4.25. Not sure if I would go that high, though. But I really thought it was that great. I'm so sorry. I'm just in so much shock because it surprised me so much. I thought it was a really fun match to sit through. And everyone should go out of their way to see this. Next, we have AJ Styles versus D'Angelo Dinero. This was pretty good as well. A lot of fun. Really, here's my problem. You have an entire pay-per-view dedicated to someone fighting for the world title lockdown. It should main event. Now, it should not have main evented because TNA did not build it properly. But saying the simple premise of their pay-per-view in February was an entire pay-per-view devoted to this match, it should have main evented. But because TNA did not build this properly and they put so much emphasis on the other match, it means it wasn't worth the main event, if you kind of catch my drift. But I still thought this was a very good match. I would give it 3.5, 3 and 3. I would go 3 3/4. I had a lot of fun with it. A lot of great spots. Dinero, I won't say there were 2 spots where, because I didn't want Dinero to win, but there were 2 spots where there were 2 instances towards the end of the match where it really looked like Dinero was going to win, and I was kind of freaking out. So, yeah, but this was a very good match. I would give it 3 3/4. I really, really, really enjoyed it, and I do recommend everyone watching that match. Okay. Oh. Then, since I kind of ruined it, AJ won by stabbing him with a pen and then hit him with a Styles Clash. Not a very good ending. But I still really liked the match. I would give it 3 3/4. Next, we get to the Lethal Lockdown. Like I said, the faces had the advantage, which was kind of weird, but they worked their way around it. The first was Robert Roode. So while Desmond and Wolfe was coming in after Abyss and RVD were already in the ring, Abyss and RVD were looking, and Robert Roode would low blow Abyss. RVD would turn around, Desmond would come down, hit RVD. They kind of did it that way. And then Jarrett came out, and somehow the heels got the advantage while it was 2-on-3. I don't remember. And while they had the advantage, Jeff Hardy was going to come out, but it turned out Sting had beat him up backstage. So then Sting came out. So it was 4-on-3 on the faces side. On the heel side. And then they did a lot of great spots. Robert Storm hitting Abyss with the beer bottle, Abyss choking Sting for the attacks. Then Jeff Hardy came out, beat everyone with a kendo stick, and then he went to the top of the cage with a ladder. A ladder and a table was already set up there, and you can imagine the rest. This match, however, was ruined. It was going along so great, on pace to being a 4.25 star match. And then Ric Flair comes out, tries to take the ring off Abyss, but he can't get it. Then Hogan comes out, threatening to hit Rick with a bat, but I think Eric Bischoff missed his cue. Then Bischoff comes out. This whole segment took 10 minutes, I think. Not that long. It felt like forever, 6 minutes, and then Bischoff was saying, Hogan, stop. And then he takes out Brass Knuckles. And then it looks like he's going to give him to Flair, and then he gives him to Hogan. And then Hogan punches Flair. And then Flair takes off his shirt. And then Hogan throws Flair into the cage. I was like, no. And then out of nowhere, Abyss grabs Desmond, Wolfe of all people, and just black hole slams him out of nowhere for the win. And I was just like, no. And then everyone's celebrating. Bischoff and Hogan are shaking hands. Bischoff's looking up to Jeff Hardy, who's still in the cage after the ladder table. You got the West. Pointing at him. And I was just like, oh, man, this match is going along so great. But that fucking ruined it. And I would give that match 3.5 stars. Now, overall, even though I enjoyed the pay-per-view, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I think there was a great match on here and 2 very, very good matches on here, even with the crappy ending. But really, I don't know if I can handle this every single month with TNA doing an ending to the pay-per-view like they did at Destination X and like they did at this pay-per-view. It really hurts. But yeah, I enjoyed this pay-per-view. I really liked the opener. I really liked the X Division match. And everything that I enjoyed everything. Everything was just a little too short for my taste. But yeah, I would recommend the show. I'm Bigger 10. I'm not going to see it.